Hello and welcome to another epic battle report, first one of the new year. And once again, I'm joined by Craig. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah, I'm good, cheers.
And I'm Gordon, both the Life of Die podcasters for Epic, and yeah, we're having another epic battle here, and today it's going to be my Imperial Guard against Craig's Squats. And I'm delighted to see Craig's playing the Squats because traditionally you've never really played them, or certainly not very often.
No, I've never played them, I never had them when I used to play 2nd edition, so they're a bit of they're kind of the latest addition to my collection. And I've had them in the past and then got rid of them and never liked them, but I finally got around to actually painting my own army, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them out on the table.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lot of fun. They're always a tough force to face, certainly to break anything is very difficult. So let's have a look at the battlefield first of all. As you can see, we're in a ice terrain again, and playing basically a bridge too far is the scenario that we're playing from the old White Dwarfs, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so obviously got 2 central bridges. So the rule for that scenario is basically you should have the 2 objectives pretty much around each one within 20 centimetres of each other. So we've obviously got objectives 1 and 2 on this bridge, 3 and 4 on this one, and then the other objectives we've got deep in my side here, we've got objective 5, deep in your end, objective 8, 6 at the ford there, and 7 is up here in the house. So yeah, there's a couple of fairly deep ones, but most of the fighting's obviously going to be hopefully based around these bridges. So let's get in and look at the forces. Okay, so down this end I've got I've basically got a heavy company, two squads of them are in these rhinos, these red rhinos that you can see here, pilfered from a Blood Angels force of old. So I've got one squad that are out on foot, so they're going to head for the objective 5. They've got a commissar and a chimera, which is actually the heavy company's guy. I've basically got a whole Rough Rider company in amongst there, so 3 different Rough Rider detachments in their company HQ. I should have a second company HQ, which is something I discovered when I was looking again. And I should also have a commissar on horseback, but anyway, don't. So I've got one of them that's in one of the commissars, just the traditional ones. I've also got a squad of Ogryns. They're fairly slow, but they're good close combat fighters, so I always liked them. And I've got a Predator company up here, and I've also taken a Leviathan special card, because I always like the Leviathan, and I always like to have something that's kind of super, Praetorian or Titan on the board. A few more Predators up there from the company, and I've got a company of Shadow Swords who've long been my favourites, super heavies for a long time. So yeah, that's pretty much the force is pretty much the one that I used for 3,000 points on the podcast. I had to drop out a couple of Ogryns stands because they were more expensive in Net Epic, and so were the Shadow Sword company. So that's why you see a couple of tweaks, and I threw in a couple of rhinos just to get my heavy troops up a bit faster. What about you, Craig? What have you got?
I've got the Guild Bikers, so that's 2 sections of bikes and 1 of trikes. So that's my first company. I've got the Air Attack Corps, which are these super heavy blimps. So got 3 of those in the company. I've also got off the table, I've got a Scott Brotherhood who are being transported in the Hell War. So that'll be an interesting kind of bit of a gamble manoeuvre there. We'll see how that goes. And then my last company, I've got a detachment or a company of robots who are inside of this robot control vehicle, and that's like in a Net Epic edition. So essentially the robot control vehicle allows them to take orders like normal units, as long as it's alive, and you can just function as normal, and if it's destroyed then that's the only way to gain victory points. You don't get any victory points for the robots themselves. This is just a spotter for the Hellbore, and then I've got a Goliath super heavy cannon here as well, which is the kind of the only piece of artillery I've really brought with me. And yeah, just the Ironbreaker or the Iron Eagle gyrocopters as well. that's the whole thing for me.
Yeah, just to add to that, I love your Goliath super heavy. Using the Land Raider chassis there. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's it just kind of born out of necessity. I wasn't really willing to pay the ridiculous prices on eBay for the metal ones, and it kind of fits in with the theme of the Force, where there's quite a lot of not in this points value, but the rest of the army's got quite a lot of Imperial and AdMech units in it. So
yeah, I also like the hellboard that you've got there. That's class as well.
It's just that's a £1 bargain from B&M over here in the UK. It's I think it's Incredibles, Disney's Incredibles little vehicle from them. So I've got 3 of those. But yeah, I've got the original one, but I don't really like it.
Fair enough.
For that, and in the Epic you don't use the launch vehicle at all either, so it makes sense to have it like that.
Absolutely. Shall we get into it then?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so we haven't even got into the movement phase yet, and compulsory movement, and Craig is going to try and bring his hellboard up, which is going to cause absolute hell for me if this arrives where it's supposed to. So you're going to be rolling for scatter here, and it's D6, 2d6 times 5, is it?
It's 1d6 times 5 centimetres scatter, and it's normally d6 times 10, but because I've got the spotter unit here within visibility of it, then it can reduce that to 5. So it can still go a fair distance, but we'll see.
Yeah, I need it to scatter quite badly, hopefully.
Straight that way 4, so what's that?
20
centimetres that way. Doesn't seem too bad for you. Which is there.
Okay, that's a big letter for me.
This is what I was saying, it could be a short game.
Yeah, I could have really decimated my force before I even started there. So, okay, so yeah, it arrives
Plops
there.
up there. Okay, so we've resolved the hellboard coming up. So obviously it went back 20 centimetres from its original intended destination. And then all the Brotherhood inside have piled out, so the Berserkers have taken a position behind and inside the building, and the Squat Warriors have taken the bridge here with the Warlords sitting square in the objective, so yeah, it's going to be nasty.
Okay, so we just completed the movement phase, and yes, pretty, yeah, a masterstroke I would say from Craig.
Not sure about that.
Certainly this hellboard has caused me all sorts of trouble. He's really caught my heavy company on the hoof in particular. They were in charge orders, so all they've really been able to do is just spill out the vehicles. They won't get to fire this turn, which is good news for Craig. And my Rough Riders, yeah, on this they're engaging warriors.
Yeah, there's Squat Warriors.
Squat Warriors on the bridge there, where I could. Also more Rough Riders engaging bikes. Those bikes are super fast as we know. So yeah, they've got a lot of ganging up going up there, and basically I'm having to kind of work in the hoof here, not doing any of my plans that I intended to do. So my Shadow Swords and Predators have advanced, so I'm hoping they're going to mop up some of this, but yeah, not looking great. And we've got a little head-to-head between the Leviathan and Hellboard coming up.
I moved up my robots company on the right hand side here, and they've just moved towards this bridge and spilled out. I've kept my Goliath obviously on first fire, as you do. The floaters have all just been floated up as they would do as well, and the gyrocopters have taken up position behind this building to hopefully grab that objective, and if there is a turn to maybe do something. And then I've got some trikes as well waiting in the wings at the back of this building just in case they can get in to do any damage, but we need to see about that one. Okay, so the first fire of the first fire segment, I'm going to go for this Overlord armoured airship here, and it's going to take a shot onto these Shadow Swords. So I'm going to split the battle cannon dice between them, so 3 on one, 3 on the other.
5 or 6s?
Yep, 5 or 6 to hit, and some -2 modifier onto them. Oof. There we go. So that's sorry, I didn't film that. I was too busy. Rolling. Yep. So there's 3 hits on one and 1 on the other.
Okay. So -2 is 3 pluses to save. So 1.
One goes to
So you roll a d6. See what the super heavy damage is. 2, so it's damaged. Okay, so I'm going to activate my Leviathan, and it's just going to. I don't really have targets here, so I'm just going to hit the Hellbore with everything I've got, including the Doomsday cannons. So first I'll do all the las cannons, which are 5 or 6s -1 save modifier, and the battle cannon, which is 4+ -2. Okay. So battle cannon hits and 2 of the las cannon hits, so 3 saves.
Shots fired directly in front. Yeah, roll scatter normally, any scatter's a miss.
Alright, okay. Right. So 3, so I'll do the -1s first.
Yep.
First one goes left, so it misses. Second one, hit. And the third one misses. Which is a battle cannon, so you get a -1, so save of 2+. Save, and Doomsday Cannon, D6 plus 3, yeah. Right, so 4 barrage points, 5 or 6, so 5 or 6 to hit.
So for this next first fire, I'm going to use the other Overlord armoured airship and do the same again into the Shadow Sword. So the guy that's already damaged will get the green dice, and the one that's fine will get the gold dice. 1 hit on the guy that's already damaged.
3 saved.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll fire my HQ Shadow Sword, and he's going to target this Overlord
Armoured airship, yeah.
airship. So he's firing his volcano cannon at that, and his 2 last cannons going to try and pick off 2 bikes. There. So 3+ for the green dice and 5 or 6s for the last cannons. The last cannons. So
Yep.
2 bikes go.
Gone.
But
Cheers.
your Overlord's fine.
Okay, so the last of my Overlord armoured airships, it's just survived the thrashing from the Shadow Sword. It's going to return fire, so I'm going to put 2 shots into the Shadow Sword that isn't damaged, and the other guys are at range this time, so instead I'm going to put the other 4 shots into the non-section HQ Predators there. So I've got the gold dice will be the Shadow Sword, and the Predators will be on the purples and greens, and this is all hitting on 5 still. Okay,
Nice, yeah,
so
3.
yeah, so there's 1 in the Shadow Sword and 1 on each of the detachment of Predators. And this is so I think we got this wrong the last time, so it's a -1 on top of the -2, so it'll be -3 overall.
Yeah, shoot the thin part.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll roll the Predators first. Okay, -3s. 1 saved. Okay, I got that wrong there, so it should have been 6s to save, so I've lost 1 from each section. Okay.
Okay, and for the last of my first fires with the Goliath Mega Cannon, so it's going to lob a shot directly into the Predators in the hillside there, so that's pretty much all it can see. So I need to roll its barrage points first of all, so it gets D6 plus 4 barrage points.
8, so 3+.
Okay, and there's 2 under there, isn't there?
Yeah, 1's a section HQ.
Right, so I'll do the green for the section HQ and the gold for the army.
Both hit, and -4, so yeah, they're both gone.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, one last first fire of the first fire segment. I'd actually forgotten about the Hellbore. So it has got multi-launchers. So these are 50cm barrage template weapons that are got a -2 to, or -1 target save modifier, and 4+ to hit. So I'm going to target these Ogrins under there. So there's 4 of them under that template, and then there's a couple of rhinos as well. Not rhinos, predators. Sorry, yeah. So I'll do the Ogrins first. The blue dice denotes section HQ, and that's 3 hits, including the section HQ. That's a -1, so I think they are very
fixed 6.
6, okay.
None.
Nice. Okay.
And the section HQ's got it as well.
And then for these Predators, so this time the green dice of the section, or I'll go for the gold dice for the section HQ. Give them some impa.
Yep.
And it's just the non-section HQ that's hit, and that's a -1.
4+. Failed. I think that breaks them.
Potentially. And then, last but not least, so it's got 8 heavy bolters, so we're just going to spread those across these heavy infantry here. So there's two groups of heavy infantry and
just to mention, there was some controversy here because in the epic rulebooks, both for Scots and Imperial Guard Hellbores, it's got 2 different listings. The heavy bolters are 25 range or their point defence. So we went with 25 range. We think that's probably what it's right. But
yeah, it's kind of confusing because it's different stat lines within the book and within the template and also on the cards, so it's all a bit of a
take your pick. So we've decided 25 range is what we're doing for this and for future games if anybody's wanted them. Okay.
Take 3 Hellbores next game. Right, so that's just 2
sixes.
Oh, 6s, yep, sorry, right, so it's just 1.
Yeah, close combat phase then. We're going to start, we've got quite a lot to do in this first turn, so we're going to start down here in the bridge. So these are warriors, which have got a 0 calf against Rough Riders with +3. So there we go. 10 in total. So yeah, 1 yours there.
Sure.
Next one. +3. No, you win that. 7. Yeah. I've got a secondary attacker. 11, 13. Yeah.
I'll re-roll my 1 just for the sake of it. So that's one of the saving graces. They get to re-roll 1s in close combat. And 1s and 2s against orcs. So.
Okay, next one. 12.
9.
Okay. Next one.
6.
11.
You got it. Okay, so this is a berserker stance. They get a +2.
Yeah, so it's only +1 to me.
6.
11.
You got them. And then
Berserkers as well.
yep, these are berserkers as well. 7.
You win that one. Over here then.
Yep, so that's a berserker stand again, isn't it?
Yep, so we'll get +1.
6.
6 standoff, yep. No secondary attacker, so into this one. 6.
Yep, you got him.
And here, 2 attackers again.
8.
11. Okay, and then it's 1 and 1.
7.
Oof, you win that one. Okay, so if we get anything here, first one's this one here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So you get a +1 now because your dice are +4 cap, which is really good.
Where are we starting in this guy? Is it?
Yeah, start there.
Okay, 8, 9, 10. Yep, got it.
Yeah, you win that.
Yeah.
Okay. 9, 8, 10. Okay, here, so I've got 2 against 1 here. So the first one. Oof.
And it's a standoff, isn't it?
No, you get +1 in me.
That's what I mean. Oh, sorry, yeah.
I get
Yeah, that's cool.
So 3 dice against this guy. Oh, 7.
7 as well.
Well, it's 8 because
Yep.
you won. Oh dear. Okay, 1 and 1 here, first of all. 7.
6. Yep.
So I've got him, but now you've got 3 dice. 7. No. Okay, this one. 7. You win. This one. 6. You win again.
Yeah, no. Oh, goodness.
Rough Riders getting pasted.
Yeah.
6. And you win that one as well. Well done.
Wow, yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, 8 Rough Riders.
Okay, so we're moving into the advanced fire section now. So I'm going to use my Scot warriors on the bridge here to try and hold back these Rough Riders that are coming at them. So I've got the warlord and 3 of the warriors are firing into the Rough Riders. So there'll be 5 dice going into them, and then 1 of the warriors is firing into the Ogren stand as well.
Okay.
So everything hitting on 5s. Green dice is the Ogren, and everything else is Rough Riders. Okay, so the Ogrins hit, and so are 2 of the Rough Raider stands.
Okay, so the Ogren save was 6. Nope, so he's gone. And
2 Rough Raider stands.
Rough Raiders.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm going to fire the Shadow Sword. Fire at one of your
Yep, the
Overlords. Yeah,
sure.
with his Volcano Cannon and his Las Cannon. I'll try and pick off 2 bikes here. So
Sure thing.
3 pluses, 3 plus for the red dice for the Volcano Cannon. And
That's the one you
okay,
want.
so that's the one that hit. However, you now get the pesky save.
Yes.
So 1 to 3. Is it 1 to 3? It goes through harmlessly, isn't it?
I think it's just a 1, is it not? I need to look it up.
No, it's 1 to 3, and it's a 6 would destroy it. So it's going to hit.
gondola, yeah.
So you're going to have to do a save. However, Volcano Cannon
-4, I think.
is 4. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's normally a 1+ save, so we'll be saving on 5+ then.
Yeah. Oh,
Unfortunately, that's a shame.
I'm sure your heart's broken.
Okay, so my next advanced fire, I'm going to use these robots down here. So they've got a 75cm range with a 5+ to hit normally, but they're going to target these heavy troops in the buildings, as that's pretty much all they've got. So they'll be hitting on 7s, which is going to be a 6s and 4s to hit. So here's going. 1 potential. No.
Unlucky. Okay, I'm going to fire my damaged Shadow Sword, the Volcano Cannon at the Overlord, and another 2 bikes here. So -1 because he's damaged. So 4 plus and 6s. So that's potentially hit again. And then the D6 to see what happens.
That's the gondola
So it's the
again.
gondola again. So again,
So another
5 plus 6.
6.
It's got a charmed life.
Sorry. Okay, it's back to me, so I'm going to use this other detachment of robots to attempt the same thing again. Now this time I've only really got 3 that can see the guys in the buildings this time around, so it'll be the same again. 6s and 4s we're hoping for here. 6s first. 1 maybe. No.
Okay. I'm going to fire this Predator and I'm going to pick 3 bikes to go for. So 5 6s. None.
There's got these guild master bikers left really out of the units that can still fire, so they normally would be charging first fire orders, but I've held them back for advance. So I'm going to take a shot at one of the predators on the hill. Are you happy they can see?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
Let's go for that one then.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's with 1 dice, 5+ to hit, and -1 modifier. That's a miss.
Okay, so I'm going to activate this detachment of predators, so I'm going to fire 2 barrels at each of 3 bikers here. 5 or 6s. 2 of them are gone, basically.
Okay, same again from me. So this guild master over here is going to take a shot at that predator on the hill. So it'll be a 5+ to hit, and it's a 1.
Okay, these predators up in the hill will return fire, so I've got a bit of elevation. So I'm going to try and split the fire about here. I didn't fire. He could have fired on the first fire, but I deliberately didn't fire him. So I've actually got between the 2 of them. You can see all the bikes basically. So I'm up in the hill. He'll fire 1, 2, 3, and the other one will fire 1, 2, 3. 6 dice, 5 or 6s. Oh, nothing.
Okay, in a similar vein, I've got a Hearthguard unit in the back of this building here, so it's just going to take a hot shot down into the streets to try and pick out one of these Rough Riders. 5+ again. Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to fire the Chimera and the Commissar, so that has 25 range, so that's he. This is a 1 dice 4 or more to hit, 2 dice 5 or 6s, so I'll just fire it. You can see 3
Yeah,
between.
that's fine with me.
So red dice is 4, so red dice hits. Stay the nearest one.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think last one for me, shooting wise, will be this Hearthguard. He's going to take a shot at this Rough Rider. He's just kind of coming around the corner for him. So 1 dice, 5 or 6. Nada.
So yep, and we're in at the end phase here. That was absolutely brutal for my Imperial Guard. I've never seen them butchered so badly. So first of all, my Predators have broken So that's 6 points to Craig, and also you wiped out an entire platoon of Ogrind, so that's another point, so that's 7 points. So I've got 3 units here that are going to have to do morale checks. So I'll start with this guy, 4+, he's gone. These 2 gone. This one, he's staying in. So those 3, I'm just going to remove them now. It's compulsory movement phase. They are fall back, it's double movement, they can't stay on, so there's no point in leaving them.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all the morale checks.
Yep. Casualties wise, for me, you've taken out a good few bikers from that squad. I think you've got 5 bikes, and you've got 5 warriors and 3 berserkers as well from the Warrior Brotherhood. But that's for the Scots. That's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're so good in some ways. As for objectives, I have taken 1 objective. Oh, 2 objectives. Sorry,
yeah.
doing myself down. So I've got 10 points, and you have, what is it, 6 objectives?
Yeah, so I've got both bridges, so four for the bridges, and I've got the fjord as well. And the objective 8 on the hill, so yeah, I've got 6.
6. So you're on 37 points, only 3 shy of outright victory in turn 1, which I've never, well, I don't know, I think I've seen it happen once before, but that was back in 2nd edition, where it was all the thing about one side moves everything, and it was like the elder jump stuff. So this is really, really bad for me. But yeah, let's see what happens in turn 2. Can I turn that around?
So that's the end of turn 2 movement. So all of the squat floaters have floated on up a bit. The gyrocopters have pushed on to the bridge here to face off against this incredibly brave Rough Rider HQ unit. Goliath Mega Cannon does what it does and stays on first fire. Robots have moved forward, and the command vehicles kind of tucked a little bit into cover there. Not going to do too much, I don't think. Most of the action again is taking place in the middle here though, so these Rough Riders have again charged into the bikes and pinned them down for another round of close combat, and same with the warriors. And some squat trikes have pulled in behind to hopefully engage anybody that doesn't survive. The Hellboar and the Leviathan are facing off. Now, we did have a bit of debate about whether to do a gentleman's agreement, charge into close combat as a bit of a face-off, but I decided not to in the end. So
wisely, I think.
Maybe it would have been a standoff, which is fine. It would have been good fun, but I decided instead just to sidle up next to his heavy company and drop grenades on him instead. So that's the plan. All of the Shadow Swords and Predators have stayed where they are in first fire, and they're going to provide a bit of fire support for these Rough Riders. And that's where we are at the end of turn 2's movement.
Okay, I'm going to activate my heavy unit here. So 4 guys are going to fire at this Hellboar. So 8 dice and 5 or 6 is -1 to save modifiers. So 3 hits.
So you've got engines, reactors, everything's all level plus. You can hit. You can go Hail Mary and go for the engine at the front, but I think the reactor is probably your standard go-to, isn't it?
Yeah, because if I destroy the engine, it won't do anything.
No, exactly.
It just stops you moving.
You need to get a flashback.
I need to try and destroy it. Yeah, so it's going to be the reactor as a Hail Mary.
Absolutely.
So first one, writing down. So that's a hull. So you get a roll on that.
Yep. So
2 plus.
2 plus.
Blast reactor. Hit 2 plus. And last one left, which is hull. Yeah, this one's a 1. Yeah, well done.
Okay, so for my first fire, I've got the Goliath, and it can do a direct barrage onto this Shadow Sword here. It's the only thing it can really see clearly. So it'll be d6 plus 4 barrage points first of all.
7, so 3 plus to hit.
3 plus, let's see, it's a 1.
Lucky.
That's alright.
I would like to return fire, but it's just out of range. Even my 100 range is still out of range with your cannon there. Right, so I'm going to fire. Yeah, basically going to fire the volcano cannon at him, and I'm going to better range for his las cannon. So yeah, his las cannon will fire to these guys.
Yep.
Nudge. Okay, so 5 or 6s to hit with those, and 3 plus.
Yep.
So that was just a 1.
Okay.
So I save for them at -1.
Okay.
So that's 5 or 6.
This one's dead.
And the volcano cannon, do you mind if I just roll?
Yeah,
that?
go for it.
So 1 to 3 will be nothing, 6 will kill it outright. Nothing.
Okay, for me, I'm going to fire my Overlord armoured airship here, and it's going to split fire across these tanks up in the hills here. So I'm going to fire 3 of the las cannons into the shadow swords each, and the predators are going to get 2 of the auto or the battle cannons each. So everything's hitting on 5s. So I'll do the predators first. So the gold dice will be the company HQ up in the top of the hill there. And nothing.
Can we roll that too? Because that's called.
2.
So I
That's the,
Okay, so
so it'll be a -1 save modifier because of the shoot the thin part rule.
okay, 4, 6.
Good. Okay. Now for the shadow swords, so I've got the green dice will be the guy that's already got damage on him.
Okay.
And the blues will be the other one. Oof. Wow, there you go. So that's 2 on one and 3 on the other. So the damage guy gets 3 shots on him, and the non-damage is getting.
It's -3, isn't it?
Yeah, overall -3. Yep.
So 4 pluses, so I'll do the damage guy first. 2 or 3, so you get 2 damage rolls. He's got it. And the other one, 2 was it?
2 through, yep.
So saves of 4.
4 plus, yep.
1's through.
1's through, yep.
And he's gone as well.
6, yeah. Well
Done. These 2 are going to fire up at the gyrocopters, so 3 dice each, 5 or 6s, 1 in each, and -1 save, so 5 or 6s. 1's gone, 1 save. I broke something.
Okay, so next first fire for me is the other Overlord armoured airship. So he's going to take a couple of shots at these predators again with his battle cannons, and then he's going to unleash all the las cannons into the Leviathan. It's visible to him because of the flying high altitude rule, which basically allows him to see everything in the battlefield and everything can see them. Although we were just having a discussion about that and it seems a bit stupid, but hey ho.
Rules are rules.
Rules are rules, exactly. I don't like them, but I'm not going to do them. So for the battle cannon, I think he's going to be 75 range for that. Should be fine. So 6 dice hitting on 5s onto the Leviathan. Probably just looking to strip shields at this point.
2.
Not a lot. 2 shields.
Yep, so let's get 2 left.
For the predators, these will be hitting on 5s as well. We'll do the gold dice for the company HQ again and the section HQ, which is kind of equidistant. So nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to return fire with the Leviathan. I'm going to fire at the Hellbore with all my las cannon and my battle cannon, and the Doomsday cannon is going to fire it. Overlord, I keep forgetting the name of it. 5 or 6s. 1 hit with the battle cannon, -2. And then I need to do the.
You need to scatter, so any scatters on this, which is not.
No, so -2.
-2.
That's 1 plus usually.
3s. Oh, it's
so
through. Okay.
So what happens?
So we need to roll damage. So there's no penetration on that, is there? It's just a.
Yeah, just a normal.
2. So it's the digger damage, speed halved, can't enter difficult terrain. That's really going to mess with my game plan, but
yeah. And also the Doomsday cannon, so D6 plus 3, isn't it? 5 barrage points, so 4 or more it hits. It misses 3.
Okay, so the last of my Overlord armoured airships over here is going to take unload his salvos into the Leviathan, so it's going to put all its battle cannon shots into the Leviathan, and then the auto cannon shots will be going into this very brave Imperial Guard cavalry. So everything hitting on 5s. The purple dice will be the Leviathan, and the green dice will be the Rough Rider. So
Rough
Rider's dead. The Leviathan's hit twice, so that's the last 2 shields away.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to fire my heavy troops, and he'll fire at the Hellbore, and these guys will just fire 2 dice at their attackers. So fire that Hellbore first of all, fire 6s, 2 hits,
Nice.
go for the reactor. Up.
Is the hull.
Okay, so you get a 2+ save. Yep, save. Up and left.
Is the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
-1. Saved.
Yep.
Okay, and attackers. So I've got 2 dice against each attacker. The gold dice will be for the health guard stand. Or 6s. Sorry, health guard is hit, and I picked off 2 others.
Yep. 6+. Yeah.
Was it? Oh well, he's
So
-1.
Yep, he's dead. Okay, so the Hellbore on first fire is going to fire its multi-launchers into the Imperial Guardsmen here, the heavy troops. So we've got 3 under one template and 2 under another with our Rhino as well. So
Correct.
this is all hitting on 4s, and the Rhino will be the blue dice, and the greens and purples will be the other ones. So
4 of them dead.
4 dead, yep. Just the Guardsmen.
Is it 2 from each, isn't it?
Yeah, two from each section. And then it's going to fire its heavy bolters into the Leviathan, believe it or not, just because there's a chance now that shield's down that we could get some shots going in, and otherwise it's not got much to shoot at. So 8 dice hitting on 5s. Roll in there. Oh, hitting on 6s, sorry. Just the 1. So we'll go for that Doomsday Cannon right in the middle.
Okay.
It goes left.
So that's still hits, albeit that last cannon, that's what it is.
Mhm.
So it's usually a 2+, well it is a 2+ save. 4 saved.
Okay, so another one of my first fires now. It's going to be the warriors defend themselves against the oncoming cavalry. So everything's sitting on 5s. The green dice will be the warlord shots into his attacker. Yep, so the warlord kills his attacker and then 2 others of your choice.
Okay.
Okay, and then just to round off the first fire phase, we've got these bikes who are charged. So they've got point defense, which is a kind of net epic thing. So they effectively always get instead of having their bolter shots, they get a first firing 6+ to hit, no modifier effort. So
Yeah, it's something I've missed basically forever, because if somebody gets a jump on me, I've never thought about the point defence, just because normally their guys are moving, so it's a really important thing to pick up on.
Yeah, well, it's quite interesting because I was toying with the idea of putting them on first fire, but it kind of makes no difference effectively. It gives you the option, at least if you go in charge, because they've effectively always got this first firing weapon on them. So
yeah,
it's not great, but it's still.
It's going to make it cagier actually for cavalry in the future, because normally we just charge them into each other, but if one side's always in first fire, then it's less of an issue. It's going to be.
It's a very interesting one.
Yeah. So anyway, go for it.
Right, cool. So we'll just work our way along individually. So this guy's got 2 attackers on him, so you can only really take one of them out. So we'll try.
6.
Takes one of them. This guy here. Nope. And we've got 3rd one. Nope. 4th one. Yes. 5th one. Nope. There's a 6th one. 7th. Nope. There should be an 8th. Nope. And there should be a 9th.
I think that's
Oh no, that's the. Well, he's engaged with the Hearthguard actually, so he probably should get a shot off anyway, wouldn't
Yeah, go for it.
Do the same thing.
One dice. Cocked.
That's a 5.
He's dead, yeah.
Okay. Yes, that worked out alright. Okay, last but not least for me, I've got all my guild masters on the bikes, so I'm just gonna, because Gordon's not got any more first fires to do, I'll just I'll roll them all together. So I've got 2 guild masters down here that are going to go into the Predator on the hill there, so the non-company HQ one. And then I've got one shot going into the Leviathan as well. So these are all hitting on 5s. Just one onto the Predator.
So 3, -1, isn't it?
It is a -1, yep.
Saved. Into close combat then, so we'll start this end and work our way across.
Yep, sure thing.
So you get a +1 against my Rough Rider. 11.
10, 11,
Standoff.
off. Yep.
Okay. 12.
That's him, just.
And this one. Oh, 3.
7, 8, 10, 11, yep.
Yep. 4.
Yep, I think I've got you.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yep. 4.
11, 12.
Yep. 4 again.
Oh,
man.
9, 10.
That's about 4 4s in a row. 6.
6, 7, so yeah, got them.
Okay. Okay, I'll get against your Berserker there.
Yep, so you've got a +1 on me.
9.
7, 8. Yeah.
Okay, and against your Warriors I get +3.
Oh, 12.
No.
Still not enough. Okay.
+1.
Yep.
6. So you lose that one.
Yeah. Cheers. Okay, so we're moving into the advanced fire phase now after close combat. Gordon's got initiative, so.
Yeah. So I'll fire a heavy unit. I basically put the bird in first fire and I've moved them on. I've reserved an advanced fire. So 8 dice. Target 4 of the guys. And the thing, yeah, I think I'm quite far away still from breaking your bike, so it seems like I wasted. But I'm kind of close to breaking these guys.
So we do it.
5 or 6s.
Oh, nicely done.
Both done. And the other 2, none. So 2 more stands.
Okay, so for my advanced fire, I'm going to use these robots here on the hill to take a shot at those 2 guys in the tall building. So we'll do 3 shots on one and 2 shots on the other. These will all be hitting on 7s. So 1 potential. No, of course not. Have you got any more?
No, that's me.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll do the same again with this unit of robots just for simplicity. 1 potential. No.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the end of turn 2, and we've just toted up the points. It looks like it's potentially the end of the game as well. So objective wise, I've held on to the 4 in my back line here and the 1 in the bridge, so it gives me 5 for 25. This one is contested between the bikers and the cavalry. Gordon's held on to his 1 in the hill and the 1 in the building by the heavy troops. Kills wise, I've accrued 20 points worth of kills, so that's broken the Predator Company, the Rough Riders, the Shadow Swords, and the Ogrins, but the Heavy Company remains. And despite Gordon's best efforts, the squats remain stalwart. So the only squats that have been killed are the only broken ones are the gyrocopters. The Brotherhood and the bikers remain till the end. Although the Brotherhood was quite close to breaking it at the end there. So yeah, that's 45 victory points to me versus 13 for Gordon. These things happen.
That's what we call a gubbin here.
So yeah,
it's definitely the worst. I think it's probably the worst result I've ever had in Epic. I've never had it. I've had games where I've lost by a margin, but to be so comprehensively, I mean, that was a total game changer. I think that was a kind of tactical.
Yeah,
genius from you, to be
fairness, it didn't go as well as I was expecting, because I was kind of hoping just to really ruin your day and get right into them in turn 1, where the compulsory movement stage didn't get into your heavy company, but yeah, it worked out all right in the end still. It
feels like a bit of a game changer for the squads, because one of the problems with the squads is that they're quite slow usually, and because it basically allows you to put a company right in my heart.
Yeah.
You've got the bikes, which is I would always have the bikes in as well, but yeah, it meant I wasn't even able to get any distance beyond the deployment zone. So
Yeah.
I've never been in that situation before, so that's pretty.
I think I've been on the receiving end of it before with,
Yeah.
with the squats. I think in our first game you had quite a mobile squat force and they really charged up the table. But yeah, it's been good. I think the robots didn't really come into it very much. They were the only real slow lumbering unit I had at the back here. But everything else, as you say, was able to get right up into your face turn one or before even, and really ruin it. So
And they caught my heavy company in the hop because they were charging. So if I'd
you lost the turn.
To be honest, I thought it would come in turn 2 because that's what I tend to do myself. I tend to wait till the opponent kind of moves in and then I come in underneath them. Then
my worry was obviously with it being a 1 in 6 chance of it just not showing up, and if I waited till turn 2 it might have just never shown up for the whole game. So it would have been interesting to see what the difference would have been if it hadn't came in turn 2. It might have been a bit more of a standoff the first turn.
Yeah, I expected that. That's what the scenario is designed to do, is that you basically have these flashpoints over the two bridges.
Yeah.
But you basically bypassed the bridges and it didn't really come into it, other than I couldn't get anywhere near. Just blocked everything off for me and ate up all the objectives. So yeah, really well played, Craig. I can only hold my hands up and say that.
No. I mean, I think there was I definitely had a bit of an advantage here with the layout of the board and stuff, but yeah, that Hellbore was definitely one to look out for in the future. That was quite a fun one to give a go.
Yep, so well done.
Yeah, cheers.
And thanks for another game. And if you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed it more than I did, put it that way, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and we'll be doing more epic games soon in the future. So until next time, keep on living the life at die.